Raila Odinga is a very happy man today. As a matter of fact, Raila Odinga and the entire Azimio brigades are very happy with what happened in Vihiga. For those who follow the politics of this country, William Ruto and the entire Kenya Kwanza brigades embarked on a 5-day tour of the Luhya nation. Today, William Ruto toured Vihiga County. But something happened yesterday which affected their visit today. And that is what is making Raila Odinga and Azimio brigades very happy. Yesterday, the residents of Vihiga County called out William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi for launching Uhuru Kenyatta's project. And if not launching Uhuru Kenyatta's project, they were launching county government projects. And the move by Vihiga County residents to call out William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi over those projects is significant politically speaking. So in this video, I want to expose to you guys how the residents of Vihiga are actually going to engineer a revolution against William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza visits in the other counties. Before we begin, I want you guys to pay very close attention and listen to the residents of Vihiga County telling William Ruto and Musalia Mudavadi off about the projects which they were intending to launch. Because they had actually seen the program and almost all the projects they were launching were either launched by Uhuru Kenyatta or by the county government.
Hakuna faida yoyote Mheshimiwa William Ruto ametuletea kama watu wa Vihiga. Tumeona ile mpangilio na program yake atatembea kesho Vihiga. Majority ya zile project ni zile za county government ya Vihiga, na sheria na katiba imeweka mipaka projects za county government na project zile za national government. Zile kama hospitali ya Moyo, hospitali ya Misi, mochari ya Vihiga, hizo zote ziko under county government. Cha pili, zile barabara zenye anakuja tena kutembea zindue kama ya Sosa, ile ya kuenda Sosa Shamakhokho, ye mwenyewe alikuja aliizindua akiwa deputy president. Barabara ile nyingine ya kutoka ya kwenda Mululu, Lunyerere, Mululu na Mago ni zile Musalia aliomba Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, akaweka mpangilio na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta akaja akazindua. Sasa kesho Rais Ruto hakuna faida ila ametuletea watu wa Vihiga, kuna kitu mpya ameleta Vihiga. Kama ni manyumba zile housing project, hakuna public participation tumefanya, hakuna tenda imewekwa. Sasa utafanyaje project haina tenda, tujui inagharimu pesa ngapi na contractor ni nani? Kesho kazi yao watu wa Vihiga wajue wanakuja hapa kupiga siasa ya 2027, kuongea juu ya Raila kutoka saa zile watafika mpaka jioni na kuongea mambo ya vifuria atikuweka kwa kichwa. Hizo ndio zile vitu watakuwa naongea, na mambo ya maandamano ndio watakuwa naongea kesho. Sasa kama mimi mkaaji, mimi nilikuwa nikiexpect William Ruto alikuwa anakuja kutusaidia barabara kama watu wa Luanda, barabara ya Kwanda kwenda Maseno, barabara ya Luanda ile inapita inaenda Big Ben, ikitoka Kwanda ikienda Big Ben iende mpaka Emuhaya, alafu hii barabara kutoka Goodwill inaenda mpaka Mbale. Tulikuwa tuna expect anatuletea projects mpya. Hizi zenye anakuja ni zile zilianzishwa kitambo na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, na zingine ni za Governor Utichilo. Sasa atuletee project zake, sio hizi. Na kama anataka siasa aseme tu anakuja kisiasa.
Ninasikia Rais William Ruto, president wetu, anakuja ya kufungua hospitali. Lakini tuko na vitu zenye tunahitaji kwa hospitali yetu. Like ukipeleka bibi yako kani mgonjwa, anataka kuzaa, vitu hazitoshi. Tunaomba ongezeko vitu kwa hospitali, especially ambulances hatuna. Bibi yako anaweza gonjeka kwa boma ama mtu yote, na kitambo itishe mtu wa pikipiki anaogopa kupigwa na wanini na wajambazi, hawezi kukufikia haraka. So tunaomba ongezeko ambulances kwa hospitali zetu.
Mheshimiwa Rais akikuja, ahadi ni deni. Mheshimiwa alisema atashughulika na mtu ya bodaboda, mama mboga. Sasa sisi tuko, mimi ni mfanyikazi, nafanya kazi ya randa, mimi ni fundi. Kwa hivyo ningependa Rais akikuja hapa atuhakikishie tu kabisa atatusaidia namna gani? Kwa sababu Hustler Fund yenye alifungua inakuja shilingi 500 na 500 nayo haiwezi kusaidia. Na kama ni youth fund nayo iko na maneno mingi, iko na mambo mingi. Kupata hiyo youth fund unapata hata inafika mahali una give up.
I mean, those guys are raising serious questions. And that's why even when Musalia Mudavadi got the opportunity to speak, he had to try and justify and give an explanation about the specific road the gentleman was talking about, the specific projects which they expected Musalia Mudavadi to speak about. But Musalia Mudavadi, in his speech, unknown to him, he was also lying. By the time Musalia Mudavadi left to join Earthquake, budget had already been closed. The only budget where Musalia Mudavadi ought to have placed this project was the current Kenya Kwanza first project.
Ndio. Sasa wakati tulifanya hivyo siku ya earthquake, jamaa wakazima ile pesa ingekuja kutengeneza barabara hii, wakatoa. Ndio mambo ikwame. Wakakwamisha project nyingi sana katika eneo hii. Lakini kwa sababu sasa tumeungana na president na tuko kwa serikali, zile miradi zote walikuwa wanakwamisha tutafungua zote.
But again, if you look at the crowd who joined Musalia Mudavadi and William Ruto during this visit, because remember, Vihiga County is the home county to Musalia Mudavadi. If you look at those videos there, you can clearly tell that the residents kind of boycotted these events. I mean, you don't see people there. Me, I'm not seeing people there. Probably these are people who are mobilized by youth, by the chiefs and the assistant chiefs. You don't see excitement from this crowd because, you know, if Ruto and Mudavadi were launching a road which had already been launched and people are using, do you think it's going to excite people? But why is Raila Odinga and Azimio Brigade happy with what happened in Vihiga? That's exactly what I want us to do in this analysis. Before we venture into that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. But before we dive in, allow me also to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which I've just received a few minutes ago. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I strongly believe that what happened in Vihiga is likely to trigger a revolution against William Ruto's tours across the country? Because let's face it, when William Ruto went he began by going to, I think, coastal region, people exposed him that he was actually launching projects which had already been launched. And by that time, I think they were like, he had not read his budget. Then William Ruto went to Kisii. Again, people pointed out the projects which he was launching. Some of them projects which had already been completed. Then William Ruto then went to Mount Kenya, where I spent like 5 days. Again, down there, people were like, oh, this guy is launching projects. But nobody actually came out to speak against that. Now in Vihiga, the same thing. But William Ruto has been in the entire Luhya nation. He was in Kakamega, he was in Busia, he was in Bungoma. People were just clapping. But the Vihiga residents told him that no, these projects you are launching are not your project. Why do I strongly believe that those moves by Vihiga County is going to play a significant role moving forward? Number one, the fact that these guys exposed William Ruto's lies, and to some extent Musalia Mudavadi lies about this project. The truth is, next time, if William Ruto will go to another county, you will now find people telling him. Remember the other day when I explained to you guys some of the mistakes Azimio La Umoja One Kenya were doing. One of them was failure to communicate. That if they were serious, for example, William Ruto had a program. For example, when he was in Bungoma, he gave a list. What stopped Azimio from reading that list which William Ruto used to launch the project, call for a press conference and tell them that, you see, Ruto is going to Busia, for example, and is planning to do this. All these things had already been done. So it's just a waste of money. They can't do that, but the residents of Vihiga did it. So which means in future, when William Ruto will be going to other places, he will have to be very, very careful with whatever is going to launch and whatever is going to promise. The sad part of it is that after these guys exposed William Ruto's lies, at some point, Musalia Mudavadi then had to come in. And when Mudavadi came in, he was like, no, we will do this, we will do this. Ruto was also like, tumetenga, tutafanya, So the truth is, they've been able to expose William Ruto's lies. When Raila Odinga was in Kitengela the other day, he talked about the same thing. Number two, I'm seeing this as probably Azimio strategy to counter William Ruto's visit. Something tells me that the first gentleman who spoke there, is an Azimio leader. Of course, I think he's a former MCA, Ben Ombima. And he was able to capture these things so well. So maybe Azimio have also decided that they're going to counter William Ruto's moves by exposing some of these lies using the locals. And the impact was great in my view. The fact that the locals boycotted some of those launch, in my view, is the most significant part of this. Number three, I'm also thinking that more regions are now likely to start exposing William Ruto's project. Like, for example, I'm sure after Vihiga, if Azimio were to sustain it, or if other parts of the country were to take cue from them, the next time we'll go to another place, they will be able to expose. In fact, the only reason why William Ruto is unable to penetrate the Luos is because of the lies. They've tried to lie through their MPs, but the Luos are different from others. They tell him off. For example, the other day I saw my Senator Ojanga explaining how he went to State House to negotiate for the road between Mamboleo, Sijui to Miwani. But that road has been under construction for like a year now. Uhuru Kenyatta launched that route. Yeah? How do you then go and negotiate for something which already has money allocated, tender awarded, if the construction is on? How? Then he was like, he went to State House to negotiate the road between, those who are in Kisumu, Kondele, to Mamboleo Junction. There's a stretch there which had not been completed. Yeah? How? The road is already completed. The only thing which was remaining was those sidebars, so that a vehicle cannot. Yeah, so generally, they've been unable. The other day I saw this gentleman called Umondi Karoli explaining, for example, that it was the first time they are seeing a road in Makuka because he went to State House. Well, the truth is, that road, Uhuru left it. Yeah, the construction was going on. Yeah. So more regions are likely to start exposing William Ruto, and therefore Ruto will either have to do projects or he will fear just going out to launch projects. And it seems Vihiga is standing out because the other time William Ruto went to launch that water and sewage, you remember it? The same people actually told Ruto that, this project was launched by Uhuru Kenyatta. Actually, not Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta had sent the cabinet minister, I think Cecil Kariuki by that time. And the project was now complete. Number four, if you ask me, it's also exposing William Ruto's visit to Luhya Nation as a flop. Because I'm sure even the people of Bungoma sat back and figured out. The people of Kakamega sat back and figured out now. All these roads which were launched, all of them are there. We have been using them. What's new? You see, like the people of Vihiga, for example, was very specific that they expected Ruto to do this road and to do this dam. And that's why Musalia Mudavadi, in his response, had to also address the same, that we will come and look for money to do this and to do this. And lastly, I'm sure that the fact that these guys came out earlier, before these guys went disoriented them during the rally, and probably that explains why the turnout was low. I don't know what to think, but that's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.